Yo guys, what's up? Sleepio here. Today I have another build video for you, and it's a PvE build. But before I start with the actual build, I wanted to show you the specialization tree as always. So the specialization I'm running with that build is the sharpshooter, and I feel like that's kinda a must-have, because the build is based around a rifle. So yeah, the sharpshooter tree gives you a talent that gives you 15% increased rifle damage. So yeah, there's just 15% more damage, right? Then you also have the 25% increased headshot damage, still the 30% reload speed that you have in it, and also the stability, which is kind of nice to have. And yeah, that's why the sharpshooter is definitely the best specialization for this build. Normally for PvE, I would always run the demolitionist because of the grenade launcher. It's just really, really strong. But for this build in particular, I will run the sharpshooter. So yeah, let's get right into it. As main gun, as I said, I'm running a rifle. And I'm running the MK17. I think it's the rifle with the second highest base damage. The only one with more base damage is the 1886, but it's a lever action with only 5 bullets, so not ideal for PvE, sorry. The talents I have on my MK17 are Ranger and Allegro, so more rate of fire, so I'm on 303 RPM. And Ranger is every 5 meters you are away from the target grants you 2% damage. That's not the best, but I feel like it's alright for that gun. As a mods, I have damage to elites wherever you can have it. So I have it on the optics, damage to elites here, and also on the muzzle. That's 25 just from the two attachments. On the mag, I actually have the 30 round mag, the 7.62 mag that you get from control points. I actually think a lot of those mods you get from control points or just maybe even the secret side missions. I'm not sure, but I know the mag you get from control points. So yeah, just if you don't have it, just do some control points on level 3 and you will eventually get it. I think the 30 bullets are really nice to have because the gun has then 50 bullet mag, and yeah, you can kill a lot of NPCs with just one mag there. And on the underbarrel, I have plus accuracy, which is always nice to have on rifles. The mask is a Gila guard. It's kind of a random piece. It gives me additional 5% armor. I would rather want that piece that gives me damage to elites here. I don't know what it's called right now. I think it's Badger. So yeah, I would rather have Badger here instead of Gila guard because you don't really need armor in PvE. But yeah, as attributes, I have health on kill here, which is kind of useless, I guess. I would rather want just damage to elites here as a single stat. But yeah, that's the best mask I got so far. So I have 37 damage to elites right here. And as talents I've dialed in. I think I explained it a little bit in my best in slot guide for talents on gear. So yeah, that's definitely really good. You could also go for hard hitting here though, as passive talent, so even more damage to elites. Then as chest, I have a Overlord, and as you can see, that's the only free piece I actually have. So I have 3 of those. Gives me 10% rifle damage, then 7.5% total armor, and the damage to elites. So again, the armor is not that important, but the rifle damage and damage to elites is really nice to have, obviously for a PvE build. Then as attributes, I have crit damage, weapon damage, and health. I would prefer, I guess, crit chance here or headshot damage. Headshot damage, weapon damage, and health is fine, I guess. And as talents, I just have hard hitting here, so more damage to elites. On the holster, I have Araldi holdings. I also have 2 pieces of dead for more accuracy and headshot damage, which is obviously quite helpful for PvE, since you will mainly hit headshots against NPCs. As attributes, I have 10% crit chance here, and as talent, again, hard hitting. The attributes, it doesn't really matter for that build, but again, I mean, just getting some crit chance is always nice, I think. So I rather go for crit chance here instead of, I don't know, cooldown reduction, critical hit damage, or health, or whatever you can get here. So yeah, I would go for crit chance here. That's, I think, the best set on the holster, at least for a PvE build. On the backpack, I have another Heraldi Holdings piece. So as attributes, I have weapon damage and health here. I would rather have weapon damage and crit chance or something. But yeah, that's the best I have so far, and the weapon damage is quite good, 8.5%. That's a good roll. So yeah, I'm fine with that backpack. As talents, I have hardened right now, but as soon as I get a backpack with hard hitting, I will swap hardened for hard hitting right here, because you just want to stack as much damage as you can. Then on the gloves, I have another piece of the Overlord. I have rifle damage and crit chance here. Sadly, I have 2 attributes here, so the rifle damage is only 6%. It could go up to, I think, like 11 or even 13%. As you can see, the attributes can roll really high on the gloves, so I could get up to 30% rifle damage here. But yeah, since you have 2 attributes, they are both pretty low. As talents, I have precise, so plus 15 headshot damage. You could also go hard hitting here again, but I feel like some extra headshot damage or like even weapon damage is kind of nice to also have for the red NPCs, because at the moment I'm not even one-shotting those red NPCs to the head. So if I just stack a little bit more base damage and headshot damage, I could maybe one-shot those as well. Because the elites, I do like already so much more damage to them. You will see later in my stats, because I have so much damage to elites with that build. Then on the knee pads, my last piece is another overlord. I just have bonus armor and hard hitting here, so more damage to elites. And yeah, the bonus armor, it doesn't really matter what you have here. Like, I think you can also have, yeah, crit chance or health. But yeah, I just went for bonus armor because that's the same piece I have for my PvP build. That's why I have bonus armor here. So yeah, that was basically the build. Yes, I didn't show my secondaries, but at the moment I'm running a Model 700. You could also go for the Shadowbox SMG to get some extra rate of fire if you kill an NPC. That's also quite nice. But I choose to run the Liberty as a sidearm to get the talent from that one. Then as pistol, I have the Liberty as in most of my builds, because the holster talent is kind of nice. Destroying weak points refills 20% of your current weapons and magazine. So yeah, it's not the best buff, but it's alright. Alright to have. So yeah, quickly to my stats. With the rifle, I have 12.5 crit chance. As you saw in the build, I don't stack crit chance or crit damage at all. It's just all about weapon damage and headshots. But yeah, as you can see already, 113 headshot damage. That's really, really good, you know. And then 15% all weapon damage bonus, 34% rifle damage bonus, and 114 damage to elites. So this build really, really shines to elites. You basically do double damage against elite enemies compared to just purple enemies, for example. Against bosses and all kind of elites, it's just really, really strong. It's not really the best solo build, I think. If you want to have a really good solo PvE build, I would suggest you to watch Marco's video on that. He made a really good solo player build with a lot of healing, a lot of passive healing, and just like a really tanky build, I guess, for PvE. This is mainly just damage. You can play that. I personally play it alone as well, because I don't really have trouble surviving. But as I said, it's mainly designed to do a lot of damage, so it works best in a group, I would say. In the end, I also wanted to show the skills real quick, because at least if you play solo, they are kinda important. As first skill, I have the Reviver Hive, which revives me if I ever go down. And it can happen, obviously. Sometimes, like, those suicide NPCs run to you and explode in front of you. Then you get staggered and you maybe die, you know? Like, there's a lot of situations where you can actually die against NPCs in PvE. So the Reviver Hive will just deploy itself and will rest you. At least most of the time. Sometimes it's just bugs. And as a secondary heal, or secondary skill, I have the Reinforcer Chem Launcher mod. That's just basically the first aid heal from Division 1. It's just the best skill, in my opinion, in the game right now. It heals you so much. You have 3 charges. The cooldown is only 20 seconds per charge. So yeah, the Chem Launcher is just really the best skill right now in the game for PvE and for PvP. But that's it. That's my rifle PvE build. I hope you enjoyed watching, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.